Alright.
Okay, so the first lifetime that I went to was
And this is mining the Akash.
mining in the Akash. The first I noticed my moccasin, and I was a Native American young woman in a prairie. I think there was a teepees there, and then I saw some mountains, but basically big space, and some way over there beyond there are some mountains. The feeling I got, I was very peaceful and centered, and I'm just feeling really so one with horses and nature. And that is very interesting because right now in this current lifetime I am not comfortable with animals, particularly horses. Just that's too big for me. So this was a very new feeling for me, feeling very gentle. And then later he moved to an older woman. So I was an older woman, the same place, and I was using herbs and some kind of healing or medicine woman or something to help the people. Very gentle and wise old woman.
So again, you were American, Native American?
Yes, Native American woman. And then second one I went was, I was a Japanese woman in probably like 17th to 18th century Japan, because that was the outfit I was wearing. It was a kimono with some straw, not hat, but just head covering. And I was more I was very undefined person. It's like a traveler, street person, but it's like could be a spy, or could be a street performer, but somebody who would just not attach to any particular place. It just travels throughout Japan and sensing other people's emotions, and I could tell. I would just hear below what they were saying. Like I do not really trust what they're saying, the words or actions, but I could just sense what's behind those words, what's behind those actions. And I was good at sensing those and knowing the deep truth of the person, and not deceived by the surface appearance. And I guess that's what I...
And what was the higher learning and lessons that you brought?
I think really sensing the truth of the person. And also the first one with Native American, life was really commune with the spirit or nature. I'm feeling just one with not just the people, but animals and plants, everything in the surrounding. So that was the learning, and that was the gift that lifetime had.
And you had the healing nature of herbs, and you were
Herbs, and
like
that part wasn't that clear what I was doing, but I had some kind of herbs, but some kind of wise woman that people come to. I'm not sure how I was healing. I don't know what I was doing, but maybe just talking or giving herbs, giving some advice.
And you had your guides tap all that information in for you and activate it?
Yes, I think so. That part I was going in and out, and just it was really difficult for me to stay on a conscious level, because I was going somewhere else, and I have to come back, and it really has to really will myself to be there with the guides. So there might be, I don't know, some kind of small resistance there. Not sure.
Great. Beautiful things to bring back from your Akash.
Thank you for the opportunity.
And an affinity with animals and
Yes,
the land
that's
and
totally
plants
new to
and
me.
medicine woman and and then also looking at what's underneath,
Right.
what people are
what
saying.
People are saying, but actually their real agenda might be something else.
Yeah,
so
they're feeling
real
it.
motive is not what they're saying, it's something else. So sensing underneath the real truth.
Cool. That's very. That's a great thing to have in your profession.
Definitely, that would really help.
Awesome.
Help me to work with people. Yes.
Well done.
Okay, thank
you. Maria.
Okay. So the intention I set was to just, whatever my higher self felt was appropriate for me to know at this time, to serve my life's purpose. And the first scene or lifetime that showed up was it seemed like it was in America, 1930s or 40s, judging from her shoes, and a woman, probably in her 20s. There was a lot of brick, like college campus structures. Also a lot of greenery and nice landscapes, and she was very vibrant and excited about learning, but there was an ease to it. There was also scenes where she was with a group of her college friends at a table, like a picnic table, on break from class, and she was just so excited about talking about the topic that was just presented in lecture, and just a great conversation was going on that she and her friends were just so fired up about learning and what they were learning. And so I got the sense of, for me, this is helpful, this excitement in learning rather than this, I don't know, the tightness sometimes of learning things and trying so hard to learn everything. This was opposite. She was enjoying, and she was so excited about it, and she was enjoying the experience of it.
So the joy and ease of learning.
The joy and ease of learning, and also the community she was creating. She's very vibrant and wanting to discuss everything with everyone. And so that's helpful to me, because a lot of the times I take the information, I have the passion for learning and the joy, but I keep it all to myself.
So and sharing it, the sharing of and the joy of exchanging
and
with community.
And letting the ideas even grow from that, from the discussion, and really enjoying that part of it. And then the second lifetime was then, I was a little boy, well, not so little, maybe 14, and I could just see, I was wearing overalls. I felt like a Huck Finn, and my name was Alex. And I was sitting on the dock at a pond or a lake, not a very big body of water. You could see all the little, the grasses growing out from the water, and he was just enjoying sitting there swinging his legs barefoot, just watching the flight paths of dragonflies and little bugs, and it was sunny and just really peaceful. And the message this gave me was just enjoying again, just enjoying being, and letting nature cradle you.
That's a beautiful joy to bring.
Yeah.
Especially as a painter of animals and that's
painter of animals.
Yeah.
And also feeling like there's this movement within me, like something big shift coming up, and my conscious mind translating that into, as a healing practitioner, okay, then I better get on my, I better get my act together and get ready for the big shift, and I need to be doing my part, and, and I think these two lives are showing me ease, joy, fun.
Relax, just allow.
Just
allow.
enjoy it. Just let it happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
Beautiful. So you can see yourself just swinging your feet and relaxing and enjoying the transformation, especially dragonflies, which are transformation.
Yeah. Yeah, dragonflies. That's it.
Beautiful. Well done.
Thank you.
And Miss Annette.
I think the first mining the Akash records was, I was 10 or 11 years old. I didn't see myself when I first came up on the island, but I was on an island. And I knew I was on an island because there was water and palm trees and beachland. And then I was looking around and I saw myself. And I was a little blondie cutie pie on this beach headed to the shores to swim. And I could swim like nobody's business. I swam with the dolphins. So the dolphins were around me singing. You know how they come up out of the water, you know? And it was so profound for me because it was 4 in the water. And they would come up and they would go down and I would go up and I would go down and I would go deep in the water. Underneath the water I would see other sea creatures. And it was like wonderful. It was just like I loved being in the water. I loved being in the water. And I would go to the beach and I would go back out in the water and I'd just have so much fun with the dolphins. Of all things, dolphins come up. And I would come back to the beach and I would walk over a path and I saw my parents. They were very tall people. And I would say the year would be like in the 1930s because I saw what kind of bathing suits the mother had on. And I said, oh, this looks like the 30s. And so I got from that was from the vision of it, I got that I can swim and I can have a great time and I can swim deep and I can be with the dolphins and it was just a fun time. And I was by myself. It was with them.
By yourself, but not by yourself.
But not by myself.
And dolphins represent playfulness and a social group. You know, they're always in a social group and family.
Yes.
And it's about playfulness.
And I played with them, and they played with me. So that was like.
Well, how different to yesterday when you were afraid of deep water and we cleared
deep
it out.
water. Yeah, I guess she's coming to tell me that it's my learning from that was you already know how to swim because you swim with the dolphins in this lifetime. And you by the seaside. That's what came to me. And so I enjoyed that. And the second one, believe it or not, was confusing. When I was going through this process with you, I could hear you with your guiding voice say, here we are, we're going up, and we're going to come back down into a new
area. We're going to choose a door. We're going to go through the door, and you're going to be in the second door you choose. I want you to know that it was confusing. It was dark, and at first I said, you know what? I closed my eyes, and said, I feel like this is confusing. I need to set an intention right now that I'm going into the second part of this. And I set an intention that, everything is going to be okay. It's not dark. I'm not confused. Let's go into the second one. And as soon as I said that, I opened up a door, and the door opened up to a jungle with the tallest tree in the jungle, which was so tall you could not see the rest of the forest. You could only see the tall tree with all of the clouds. You could only see the cloud. And guess who was hanging off of the tree? Like a bushman was hanging off of the tree, just looking and gazing over the clouds. Like, this is just magnificent. And he was not very tall. He was dark in color. He was only like 5 feet tall. Not very, like the pygmies almost.
Mm-hmm.
No, he was, he looked really great. He basically was teaching me or telling me that being at this level of height is like being in heaven, basically, because he was so, he climbed this huge tree, the tallest tree in the forest. He climbed it, and it has to be tall if you see the clouds. You can't see the other trees, but this one tree. And so he's telling me that you've basically have climbed up so high, and you've loved being high, and it's all good. Mm-hmm. I saw, as we were continuing the process, I saw a higher being that basically was talking to me about both of the doors that I had gone through. And in the process, I couldn't think of his name, but I could see him. He was like an Indian guru. Mm-hmm. Not really even a guru. He had been in this life, but he did his work, and now he's in the universal all over. And he came up just as clear, to let me know that these two pieces that you have gone through, these are your learnings. You need to take it back into your present life and know that all is well.
Was that Sai Baba?
Sai Baba. It was Sai Baba.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I got the picture of that when you said it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's exactly who it is. And so I just want to say that was, when he came up, I was like, oh my God, this is Sai Baba. Mm-hmm. I could say it there, but I couldn't think of his name. Mm-hmm. And so I just said that was a really good experience for me.
Mm.
Yeah.
And isn't it interesting, yesterday the two fears you had was deep water and falling out of a tree.
Yes. So, being very high. And I just, when I opened up the door, I could just see the clouds and then the tree, this tall tree, and he's just hanging out on the tree, just hanging. Like, it's not a big deal. Just, this is what I do on a daily basis. So, yeah. That was really interesting.
That was true completion of the opposite to the fears that you had yesterday.
Yeah.
Wow.
I guess they had to come up.
How special.
Yeah.
But also the meaning of them, in a sense of being playful,
yes,
joyful,
yes,
swimming, Swimming is about emotions as
Yes.
well. Water, so being joyful and playful, moving through
Mhm.
emotions with ease,
Mm-hmm.
and also being above the rest.
Yes. Both of them were like in joy.
Mm-hmm.
They were both in their joy,
Mm-hmm.
you know. I was like, okay.
Well,
So that's my mining.
awesome.
Yes.
Well done.